the 5. I'm DJ Williams here with Josh Throne and Grant Cook. It's getting old, not going to lie, but we're going to do what we're supposed to do. Arkansas falls to LSU on the road 22-23. That is after losing a pretty demanding lead at the beginning of that game. Still self-inflicted wounds. And as always, Grant and Josh, I will say this. It's hard to give an opinion that's not emotionally based. We always going to go back and watch the film. I can tell you right now there's a handful of plays that I could go back to, and it's going to be some really interesting film to watch. Once again, almost rinse and repeat from what we've seen all year. Another situation where everything is on the table for you to get something done, and you continue to hurt yourself and shoot yourself in the foot. There was a stat that was put up in right before the end of that game. ESPN put it up with Arkansas with the one-loss games that they've had this year, one-score games that they've had this year, and just add another one onto it. Just about every single game outside of Notre Dame was just a a one-possession loss game, and add another one. You saw the head coach there or the interim head coach from LSU just getting doused with Gatorade. That's a little too much, but it does show the frustration that program is going with and how happy they were to get a win. Real quick, Arkansas, yet again, finding a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
I guess it's what we should expect. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. I guess this is what we should all set our sights on, but you can't help it. Razorback fans can't help it. I'm influenced by my desire for wanting them to win and to turn the corner and to get over the hump, but we can't do it, and you can't say that it's because the right plays weren't called. You can't say that it wasn't because we weren't in position to do it. How do you not get the tush push and get over the line? How do you not get the touchdown pass to Omega Blake in the end zone? Bobby Petrino was running into half, and he had kind of a heated exchange with the person interviewing where he was basically just saying more or less that he felt like they should have had it. Like you can't affect it, not getting the right call. I went back and watched that replay just a minute ago, and there's a little bit of contact on Omega Blake, pushing to try to get into the end zone after you're past 5 yards. I mean, we all know that you can't really have contact with the receiver, but at the same time, Taylon's already in motion, and the ball's out released from his hands, and then boom, it all happened so fast, and the DB made a play on it. So there's all these things you could point to. But at the end of the day, we're in the same place we always are, fellas.
Yeah, and Grant, I'm going to get to you just real quick off what you said. That before halftime thing, Coach Petrino visibly frustrated.
Yeah.
Saying, we'll just play them all, I guess. Very pissed that there wasn't a call. I even went back and watched that. I think that was too much as far as the reaction from Coach Petrino. I think Omega didn't finish the route. I think that DB didn't do enough to warrant that type of reaction. And the only thing that concerns me is you're going into halftime on the road, and you're in a situation where you still need to find a way to be in the right mindset to finish this game out. It's not you versus the refs in that situation, right. And a coach should never say that or make the team feel like it's them versus the refs, okay? Yeah. It's you control the things that you can control. I get you're frustrated, all right? And there's a lot on the line, potentially a job on the line. Right. But, yeah, I really didn't like that exchange. I didn't think it was really warranted. But I think it just goes to the frustration of this year and him wanting to be the head coach.
Yeah, I think so. We did go back and look at it. And if that throw was a little bit closer or a little bit better, maybe you can make an argument, right? I mean, but I don't think that there was a PI there or holding there. But I agree with you. You can't take that energy into a close game into the halftime.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, looking at that play, though, I know we initially thought the pass interference on Omega Blake, not the no call, right, where we didn't get it. I know we originally thought it might be back shoulder, but going back and looking at the play, it looks like Omega was trying to get inside release on him, and there was some PI there. Tough call, though, for any ref. I think you're totally spot on with Petrino's reaction at halftime. But it looked like it almost was supposed to be an inside release, and Taylon put it where he was supposed to be, but he couldn't get it because of a little bit of PI. But it's such a tight PI call. It's like you can't expect to have a touchdown and blame it on the PI in that situation. It's too close of a call. The boys are just playing football, and that can't be your excuse at the end of the day is back to the refs like we had against the previous game.
Yeah, if you take that energy into the halftime, then everybody's looking for an excuse in the second half. Go fix what you can fix. Go control what you can control and go try to win a game. And yet again, we found a way to lose it, not win it. You're down there on the goal line. You've got to figure out when you run the ball on the 1-inch line 3 times or 2 times to get the ball in. You have to.
Right.
Comments coming in. I see somebody right here. I'm going to let this flow for a little bit before I put these comments up on the screen because I know how y'all be, all right? If y'all play nice and make this kid-friendly, I'll put the comments up on the screen. But I got one coming in saying, why are you guys always putting down Bobby? I don't know if you're referring to us or in the comment section. This is what we aim to do here at 4th and 5. It's not about putting down a coach. It's not about putting down an AD. It's not putting down specific players, all right? There's just things that transpire out on the field, and a lot of people want to know what's happening in this situation. Why are the Hogs not winning? What do you think's going on at halftime? And guys who've been in that position before, we can just try to give our honest opinion about what we think is going on and what needs to be fixed. It doesn't matter who the coach is, so it's not about picking on specific coaches or players or anything like that. I think collectively a fan base here at Arkansas is tired of sitting here doing the same thing that we've done now for 8 weeks in a row and so sick of saying it'd be different if we were just trash, okay?
Right.
And we weren't able to actually keep up with these teams. But once again, finding ways to keep ourselves from competing in an extremely talented conference week in and week out on games, I still feel like we should win. I think when you go back and look at this tape, the better team is LSU, yes, because they won. But it seemed like we were kind of in control for the most part. How many times did we get down to the red zone, inside the 5-yard line, and we walked away not even with the field goal, with nothing? Turnover on downs and that interception. And so you look at that, you look at it from that angle. Defense is giving you opportunities to make something special happen, and then offense is moving the ball. But when it matters, you just can't finish those drives and get it done. And now we're in these situations where, once again, 8 losses in a row, and people will go on to say, now, Arkansas for sure may be the worst, best team in the history of college football.
Well, Martin Ratcliffe said, why do you always put down Bobby? If you watch the show, I think we've all been advocates of Bobby, honestly. We've talked about the type of coach that he is, the offensive mind that he is, the culture builder that he is. And again, I'll say you can't blame the culture. You can't blame everything the past 6 years on Bobby Petrino, and you also can't expect him to turn it over in the last second. And I look at this game, and I think from a football mind, Coach Petrino put this team in positions to win. He dialed up the right plays. They just weren't executed properly. I mean, when you get down to the goal line and it is a quarterback sneak, that is Jimmy's and Joe's at that point. You've got to be bigger, badder, want it more, and go get it and fall over the line of scrimmage into the end zone. If you don't do that, it wasn't that Bobby called the wrong play. That's not on Bobby Petrino. He called the right play. You should go get it. You got a quarterback who's 6'6". You better fall forward and go get it. You got offensive linemen. You know what you're playing against LSU. You got to step up and be able to get the push. You know what I'm talking about. So I think anybody that's on that field right now is holding themselves accountable for not getting that touchdown. Everybody knows that Bobby Petrino should have trusted his offense to do that. Now, at the end of the day, it comes down to wins and losses. They ended up with a loss. Bobby Petrino will get blamed for that. Does that mean that Bobby Petrino can't have success in the future? No, I think he definitely could. I still would not feel terrible about them coming out and giving Bobby Petrino the job. But I know that's not going to get the fan base hyped up at this point because you have to have wins in order to get that done. So it just continues to linger, this whole narrative all season long. It's almost, my mouth is getting dry from talking about it because it's the coaches. Who's it going to be? It's not Bobby Petrino now. We have somebody who's losing. And I don't really know where you go from here in order to kind of keep the fans excited and keep people going.
Comment coming in right here from, what is this, Patricia? Hopefully I'm saying that right. It's a very small text. It is so sad that when they are winning, we never think that they are going to win. Goodness gracious. Grant, you literally said that as we were sitting down watching this game. And it felt pretty good, and we all said,
Yeah, I think my actual words were, if we're up by 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, I'll feel pretty good about it.
But that's what it has to be, 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
And like I said, we need to go back and watch the tape. But you, as far as the trench play is concerned, up front, offensively and defensively, thoughts about this football game?
Yeah, I think the defensive line did well. I mean, they have a really talented running back at LSU. We stopped that for the most part. We knew that they were going to get some kind of things going, right? But offensively, I think it probably wasn't one of our best games. You see Talon get sacked several times. The run game had its moments, but I do want to get back. I want to look at the tape. I want to break it down and see kind of what we failed at. I'm not going to throw everything on the offensive line. That's the easy thing to do because they're the ones that are supposed to block.
Yeah.
And when you give up sacks, but I know for one, I need to look at it, but it looked like Mike Washington went the wrong way in pass protection and gave up a sack early in the game. So trench play, I'd say defense, you get a B. Offense, you maybe get a C+.
Well, I think you're spot on. You can't put this all on the offensive line because that offensive line marched you down to the red zone multiple occasions and put you in a position to score. Taylor Green, 11-19, 165 yards in the air, and 2 interceptions. That ain't got much to do with the offensive line. Yeah. The interception where he should have thrown it to the tight end on the rollout, tight end was wide open. The interception to Omega Blake, you could argue either A, pass interference, or B, shouldn't be thrown. Has nothing to do with the offensive line. You've got Mike Washington, 13 carries for 85 yards, averaging 6.5 yards a carry. 13 carries, I don't know if he's averaging that much. Why don't we feed him more? The running back's doing pretty good, and if he's doing that good, then the offensive line is decently blocking for him. But again, it's not about everything that they do well leading up to the goal line. It's when we get there, can we convert it into 7? And it's our problem. And I never been a coach, guys. 4th and 5, everybody watching, I ain't got the answer, Sway. All I know is that somebody has to be able to take the corner with these guys and teach them how to finish and win. And do you recruit it? Do you coach it? I don't know. But I feel like the right plays were called today.
We got a comment coming in right here from JW. Says, did Green cost Bobby the job? I think we talked about this on our pregame show when it comes to the next coach here at the University of Arkansas. Some believe that decision has already been made, all right? I know a lot of people want Franklin. We were watching the game. ESPN put another thing at the bottom, how serious Virginia Tech is with Franklin. Is it John Gruden? Who knows? But if Petrino was in the mix, people still believe, hey, if Petrino really gets it together for these last 3 games based off the progression that we have seen, then why not give him a legit shot? And we said this in the pregame show, too. Since he has taken over, we've seen an uptick in defense, and it seems like the offense is really starting to suffer. Now, is it a Petrino thing? Because I think this is what comes into the next head coach. If I were to pick apart anything, I've said this before, and my concern with Coach Petrino is when it comes to if you live by it, die by it. You said that with Taylor Green, okay? I think he's spectacular at moments, but the moments he is not are the moments that cost you the game. And how often are you going to be okay with that? Because what they say in the broadcast, he is leading the entire country.
Right.
The number 1 in all of college football in yards per game from a single player. So it's just, it doesn't add up. You're like, it doesn't make sense. Is he good or is he costing this team wins? And I would have to say, arguably, in some of these situations, not necessarily the bad throws or this, it's the decision-making that makes me question, Coach P, you're really giving this guy a lot of grace because the guy we knew at some point, he would try something else out.
Well, and I think it's both, to your point about Taylor Green. I think he is really, really good, and I think he's cost us some games.
Yeah.
And I'm not poking holes at Taylor Green. There's plenty of plays. Y'all go pull them if you want to. They're on YouTube. I have plenty of bad plays out there myself as a player at Arkansas. But in this world, you can look at him and say, hey, he's leading the country in total offense. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Wonderful. But can you point to many times in games where you're like, what in the world is he doing in a key moment where we have to get a first down, we have to go score, we have to put ourselves in field goal position, whatever it is for us to go win a game in the 4th quarter, and he didn't do it. So he can live – both realities can be real.
Yeah. The one game that sticks out to me when he did all that and more would have been the Ole Miss game down in Oxford. I mean, he gave us –
every opportunity
and more. And at that moment, I was just like, this dude's got something.
Yeah, he's different. Yeah.
Then you worry about the consistency in that. So moving along, a lot of people, I see the comments bring it up right now. I think they may be okay to put up. Let me skim through a few more. I got a super chat coming in right here. Let's get to it. We got Joshua R. Ruggs in the house. National Laughingstock, DJ. I'm so tired of giving my heart and soul every Saturday to this pathetic football program. Hopefully better days ahead. Not holding my breath. Joshua R., I think you're speaking, I would say, just for about 99.9%, if not 100% of people watching right now, and most of the Razorback following and who loves this program.
Well, I think a lot of the frustration still comes back down to the same things we've been talking about again all season long. When in regards to this Taylor Green situation and Bobby Petrino, I feel like you hit the nail on the head. Both can be true. He can be great and special and do amazing things, but yet there can still be reasons why we're losing the game that kind of fall on some of the quarterback play. But also, when I look back at Bobby Petrino's quarterbacks of the past and like what made him great, subtract Lamar Jackson out of the equation because there's only one Lamar Jackson. Taylor Green is special and shows these flashes, but he's not Lamar Jackson, so let's stop talking about him. You look back at Ryan Mallett and what he was able to do. Great decision maker, poise in the pocket, quick thinking, a high-end processor mentally when it came to football and going through his progressions and making the right decision. Then Tyler Wilson developing in that program, stepping up in his later years. Obviously, he stepped into the game against Auburn, but then he shows, hey, he's a high processor. He'll step up and in the pocket. He won't bail out. He'll take it on the chin and work his way through his progressions and make the right decisions. So then you get to this team, and you're like, okay, well, he's not Lamar Jackson. He can do a lot of special things, but what makes Bobby Petrino's offense great is having a quarterback who can process the information extremely fast and make the correct decision and let all of the DJ Williams and the Joe Adams and the Jarius Wright and the Kobe Hamilton and the Jay Wright, all of these guys be the weapons that move the offense and their running back game as well. And when he's able to do that, we have an amazing offense. And I think he's relying on Taylon Green to be able to be that guy. But what makes Taylon Green so special is his legs, is his playmaking ability. And that's the issue. So I think that if we did, in a world where we stayed with Bobby Petrino, he's got to go get a guy who can, down to his core, regardless of how good he is running the ball, he has to be a game manager. He has to be able to understand that offense and make quick plays and rely on all of his weapons. If we can't get that with a Bobby Petrino, these same struggles are going to continue as well.
We're going to have to get you a shot clock at some point.
Good, I'll take a shot clock.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Dang.
We're going to start playing. Little David, start playing
We're not going
music.
to commercial break. This is YouTube.
Shot clock. Hey,
He
I
lost
like it.
me.
I got feelings, and I got to get them off my chest.
All right, let's get a couple more supers in here. Satania over there playing. He's balling out right now. We'll see how that goes. We thought South Carolina was going to put belt to you-know-what to good old Texas A&M. See how that panned out. So hold your breath over there. See what Alabama has. Josh Ruggs, man, you're on it. He's feeling it. He's back in the super chat again. Starts at the top, guys. Hunter Yurachek has to go now. I can't believe this guy is still AD at the University of Arkansas. Not only AD, now the chairman of the selection committee for all of college football when it comes to the playoffs and who will be playing in the national championship game.
And, Josh, I'm going to push back. I don't think he needs to go now. I think he's got a decision to make, and I think that based on that decision, we'll kind of see what pans out for Hunter Yurachek at the University of Arkansas. He's a part of the people who brought John Calipari here. I'm going to give him another chance. I want to see what else he can do outside of the Sam Pittman hire. So I'm still here. I'm not saying that Hunter Yurachek needs to be fired.
Chris Caver still in here. Our guy, offense is a coach short with BP as the head coach. Think that's why the defense has improved and the offense has regressed. Need Paul Petrino, Garrett McGee, fill in that role. Hire Bobby. He can fix it in the offseason. Chris Caver always bringing a big supporter of Coach Petrino. So once again, we're going to keep this one a little short. Hey, Hudson, look at this. Joshua R., he's giving some love to you right now. So we're going to do our part. Go back and watch film. I know a lot of people don't want to go back and watch this. I will say this based off what we've already talked about. It really will be eye-opening and answer a lot of questions to where the real problem lies. And so Tuesday, Grant, you got offensive line.
Yep.
I got the breakdown Monday, just an overall quick little view. I'll focus a little bit more on Taylon Green and coaching decisions and see what happens there. Wednesday, we're going to have viewer comments. So if you really want to get something off your chest, Wednesdays are the night to do it. I don't know if y'all have joined us on a Wednesday yet. I send out links to our viewers and I have them join the show, and it is some really good content. So if you really got something you want to get off your chest and be a part of 4th and 5, right here on the stream, Wednesday night is the night to do that. That is at 7:30. And then Thursdays, Grant's going to take a look at the defensive side of the ball.
Matt is going to take a look at it.
And
we might have to join him on Wednesday because this LSU loss was big. But yes, Thursday, Matt Harris and I will help Matt Harris dive through his defensive breakdown. Friday, we'll take a look at next week, and then Saturday, I guess, where are we going to be? Back in Fayetteville?
Yeah, okay. Saturday's back in Fayetteville. Next week we're in Austin. So we're going down and playing the Longhorns. Now we're playing the role of spoiler. Now we got to keep an eye on what happens in this game today for Texas and Georgia. One would assume if Texas wins, then I would think we get the late game. It's a flex start, so it's going to be at 2:30, 6 o'clock, or 6:30. Now, if Texas loses to Georgia, probably gets kicked out of the playoff, you probably take it out of a primetime spot, and I would imagine kickoff is at 2:30. So we'll keep an eye on that as soon as we figure something out on that, and we'll let you know details of where we're going to be next week, whether here at the Peddler's Pub. Since it is a later game, the show will start when it is open, so we want people to come here and also be a part of the show. Or we may even work out something, depending what happens and what time kickoff is, Big weekend in Bentonville next week. In the square. They got the tree lighting ceremony.
Oh,
all right?
very nice.
So there could be an opportunity that we're going to be down there. So come on out there as well. It just depends on what time kickoff is for next week's game. So
we need some Christmas trees.
We need something,
we need
right?
something to lighten the mood.
Yeah, y'all keep on going off in the comments. We got to wrap this up and break down so they can go ahead and get back to serving what they got going on here at the Peddlers Pub. Really big shout out to them. They let us watch the game in their golf simulator room.
Oh, yeah.
Grant, you want to brag about that real quick?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Come out here and rent this thing out, man. I mean, it's full service. You got all the drinks. You can get the bar, the pizza, burger. Josh had a burger. It looked incredible.
Yeah.
Play golf. They got a big TV in there. You can watch all the games. You need to come up here and check it out. It is unreal.
All right, y'all. We're going to wrap this up. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Got to work on my swing.
Josh working on the string.
Yeah, Josh,
All right,
I'm just FYI, Josh went plus 65 through 5 holes.
It's a digital game.
y'all have a good one, man. You're watching 4th and 5.